Heading 180, descend to 3,000 feet, Delta 53.
Descend to 5,000 feet, United 810 Heavy.
Departure, Delta 1624 Heavy, passing 3,000 on the Gary departure. Climb and maintain 14,000 feet, Delta 1624 Heavy. Heading 160, Delta 53.
Heading 270, descend to 4,000 feet, United 810 Heavy.
Left heading 100, cleared approach 8 left, Delta 53. Descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 804.
Southwest 46. Left 360, descend to 5,000 feet, Southwest 46. Right 290, United 810 Heavy.
Approach, Delta 743, with you. Descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Delta 743. 134.2, thanks, Delta 1624 Heavy. 119.1, bye-bye, Delta 53.
Right 300, United 810 Heavy.
Right heading 270, descend to 5,000 feet, Delta 804.
Delta 2044 heavy, passing 3,300, var NM. Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 2044 heavy. Right 310, descend to 3,000 feet, United 810 heavy. Right 020, Southwest 46. Delta 18 heavy, with Charlie. Right 180, descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 18 heavy. Descend to altitude 4,000, Southwest 46.
Speed 250 knots, Delta 804. Left 270, descend to altitude 4000, Delta 743.
Heading 360, United 810 heavy. Right heading 030, Southwest 46.
Heading 260, Delta 804. Speed 250 knots, Delta 743.
Right heading 070, descend to 2,700, cleared approach runway 8 left, United 810 heavy.
Descend to altitude 4000, Delta 804.
331, bye-bye, Delta 2044 heavy. Left heading 150, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Delta 18 heavy.
Delta 1583. Left 350, descend to 5,000 feet, Delta 1583.
One 119er1, United 810 heavy. Heading 080, descend to altitude 3,000 feet, cleared approach 8 left, Southwest 46.
Descend to 3,000 feet, Delta 804.
Descend to 4,000 feet, Delta 18 heavy.
Right heading 280, Delta 743. Delta 1711. Descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 1711.
Right 360, Delta 1583.
Left heading 100, cleared approach 8 left, Delta 18 heavy.
Heading 250, Delta 804.
Departure, Southwest 1660, passing 3,100 on the Bang departure. Climb to 14,000, southwest 1660. Descend to 4,000 feet, delta 1583.
Speed 220, delta 18 heavy. Approach, delta 15.
Left heading south, delta 804.
Left 350, descend to 5,000 feet, delta 15.
Right heading west, descend to 5,000 feet, delta 1711. Speed 200 knots, delta 804.
119 southwest 46. Reduce 200 knots, delta 18 heavy. 119 delta 18 heavy.
Left heading 100, cleared approach 8 left, delta 804.
Right heading 030, delta 1583.
Heading 300, delta 743. Delta 92 Charlie, descending 9,000 feet. Delta 1312, with information delta. Descend to altitude 6,000, delta 92 Charlie. Descend to 5,000, delta 1312.
1345, thank you, southwest 1660.
119.1, so long, delta 804.
Heading 050, delta 1583.
Heading 320, delta 743.
Right 080 to join the localizer, cleared approach 8 left, delta 1583.
Right heading north, delta 743.
Approach, United 1407 heavy. Descend to 6,000, United 1407 heavy.
Descend to 3,000 feet, delta 1583. Roger, delta 1583.
Approach, delta 676. Right heading south, descend to altitude 6,000, delta 676. Heading 270, descend and maintain 5,000, delta 92 Charlie. Heading 250, speed 250 knots, delta 1711. Heading 070, cleared ILS runway 8 left, delta 743.
10 degrees to the right, delta 15.
Heading 080, delta 1583.
Heading 080, delta 743.
Delta 4133 heavy, climbing 8,000 feet, halo departure. Climb to altitude 14,000, delta 4133 heavy. Tower on 119 good night, delta 1583.
Heading 070, cleared ILS runway 8 left, delta 15.
Left 270, descend to 4,000 feet, increasing 250, Delta 1312. Increasing 250, Delta 92 Charlie. Descend to 3,000 feet, Delta 743.
Heading 270, stop climb at altitude 1000, Delta 4133 Heavy. High speed approved, thank you, Delta 4133 Heavy.
Descend to altitude 4000, Delta 15.
Descend to 4,000 feet, Delta 1711. Descend to altitude 5,000, Delta 676. Air Canada 1019, VAR NM departure, passing 2,600 feet. Climb to 14,000 feet, Air Canada 1019.
Heading 280, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, speed 250 knots, United 1407 Heavy.
Tower on 11901, Delta 743.
Descend to 3,000 feet, Delta 15.
Delta 1450, descending 9,000 feet.
19.1, thanks, Delta 15.
Cleared to halo, climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 4133 Heavy.
Left 100 to join the localizer, cleared ILS 8 left, Delta 676. Delta 31. Right heading 210, descend to altitude 6,000 feet, Delta 31. Descend to 6,000, Delta 1450. Heading 290, Delta 1312. Left heading 250, Delta 92 Charlie.
Left heading 270, United 1407 Heavy.
One 134.5, good day, Delta 4133 Heavy.
Delta 836 Echo Heavy. Descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 836 Echo Heavy. Left heading 090, speed 230 till the localizer, cleared ILS 8 left, Delta 1711. Delta 8505. Descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Delta 8505. Heading 270, descend to 5,000, Delta 1450. Speed 230, Delta 676. Descend to 3,000 feet, speed 240 till 6 miles, Delta 676.
Delta 23 Heavy, passing 26 climbing to 8,000 feet, Kajin. Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 23 Heavy.
1331, thanks, Air Canada 1019. Speed 230 till 6 miles, Delta 1711. Descend to altitude 4,000 feet, Delta 92 Charlie. Reducing 200, Delta 676. 11901, Delta 676. Reducing 200, Delta 1711. Heading 320, descend to 3,000 feet, Delta 1312. Right heading 270, descend to 5,000 feet, Delta 836 Echo Heavy. Left heading 260, increasing 250, Delta 1450. 119 thanks, Delta 1711. Right heading 360, Delta 1312. Heading 100, cleared ILS runway 8 left, Delta 92 Charlie. Left heading 140, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Delta 31. Descend to 4,000, United 1407 Heavy.
Approach, Delta 1500 Heavy, with information Delta. Descend to 5,000 feet, Delta 1500 Heavy.
Cleared ILS runway 9 right, Delta 1312. Heading 250, United 1407 Heavy. Heading 270, descend to 4,000 feet, speed 250, Delta 8505. Southwest 701. Delta 24, passing 3,000 climbing 8,000 feet, bounce. Left heading north, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Southwest 701. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 24. 134950, so long, Delta 23 Heavy. Speed 250 till 6 miles, Delta 92 Charlie. Heading 100, cleared ILS approach 8 left, Delta 31. Left 095, Delta 31. 11903, thanks, Delta 1312. Left heading 250, Delta 1450. Heading 180, United 1407 Heavy. Speed 230 knots, Delta 31. Descend to 4,000, Delta 1450. Descend to 4,000, Southwest 701. Heading 020, Southwest 701. Right 280, Delta 8505. Heading 090, speed 230 till the localizer, cleared approach runway 8 left, United 1407 Heavy. Speed 200, Delta 92 Charlie. Air France 68 Heavy. 19.1, Delta 92 Charlie. Speed 200 knots, Delta 31. 119.1, bye-bye, Delta 31. Right heading 200, descend to 6,000, maintain 250 knots, Air France 68 Heavy. Left 250, speed 250 knots, Delta 836 Echo Heavy. Heading 080, climb to 5,000, United 1407 Heavy.
Delta 895.
Departure, Delta 135, passing 2,900, halo.
Heading 360, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Delta 895. Heading 270, descend to 3,000 feet, speed 250, Delta 1500 Heavy.
Maintaining the heading, climb to 1,000 feet, speed 250, Delta 135. Speed 250 till 6 miles, United 1407 Heavy. Descend to altitude 3,000 feet, Southwest 701. Right heading 290, Delta 8505. Delta 96 Heavy. Descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 96 Heavy. Delta 24, Switching to center. Cleared to halo, climb to 14,000, Delta 135.
Left heading 180, Delta 1450.
.1, United 1407 heavy.
Right 080, cleared approach 9er right, southwest 701. Right heading 300, descend to 3000, Delta 8505. Heading 090, cleared ILS 8 left, Delta 1450. Delta 33. Right 200, descend to 6000 feet, Delta 33. Right heading west, descend to 5000 feet, Delta 96 heavy. Descend to altitude 2700, southwest 701. Hello, Delta 3608 heavy, passing 3300 on the Palmer departure. Climb to 14,000, Delta 3608 heavy. Heading 360, Delta 8505.
Left 100 to join the ILS, cleared approach 8 left, Air France 68 heavy.
Further right heading 070, cleared approach 9er right, Delta 8505.
Heading 020, Delta 895.
Good evening, Volunteer 460.
Left heading 270, Delta 895. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Delta 895. Right 290, Delta 1500 heavy.
United 1888, passing 31 climbing 8,000, bounce. Climb to 14,000, United 1888. Left heading 080, Delta 836 Echo heavy.
11901, thanks, Delta 1450.
Delta 135, good night.
Approach, Delta 42, with information echo.
United 977.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Volunteer 460.
Descend to 6,000 feet, United 977.
Over right heading 100, Delta 895.
Left 090 to join the localizer, cleared approach 9er right, Delta 836 Echo heavy.
Right heading 360, Delta 1500 heavy. Cleared approach, Delta 895.
.11903, thank you, Southwest 701. 193, Delta 8505. 1342, Delta 3608 heavy. Heading 330, descend and maintain altitude 5,000 feet, Delta 42.
Right 070, cleared ILS approach 9er right, Delta 1500 heavy.
Descend to 4,000 feet, Air France 68 heavy. Heading 095, Delta 836 Echo heavy.
Change runway, heading 095, cleared ILS runway 8 left, Delta 895.
Left heading 160, Delta 33.
Charlie Golf Alpha Romeo Victor, with you. Descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Charlie Alfa Romeo Victor.
Heading 270, descend to 4,000 feet, Volunteer 460. Left 250, speed 250 knots, Delta 96 heavy. Southwest 4937, inbound Atlanta. Left 330, descend to 5,000, Southwest 4937. Heading 090, cleared approach 8 left, Delta 33. Maple 1967, climbing 8,000 feet, pounds departure. Heading 270, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, United 977. Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Maple 1967. 134.905, so long, United 1888. Right 220, descend to altitude 6,000, KLM 51 heavy. Reducing 200, Delta 33.
Tower on 11903, thank you, Delta 1500 heavy.
11901, Air France 68 heavy.
Heading 360, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, Delta 42. Heading 095, Delta 33. Descend to 3,000 feet, Delta 836 Echo heavy. Left heading 240, Delta 96 heavy. Heading 360, Southwest 4937. Approach, United 4698. Descend to 6,000 feet, United 4698.
Left heading 270, descend to 4,000 feet, speed 250 knots, Charlie Alfa Romeo Victor.
Tower on 11903, Delta 836 Echo heavy.
191, thanks, Delta 895.
Descend to 4,000, Delta 96 heavy. Left 260, increasing 250, United 977.
Delta 568, out of 3,300 climbing 8,000 feet, pounds departure. 14,000 feet, Delta 568. 34950, good night, Maple 1967.
Heading 080, cleared approach 9 right, Delta 42. United 548, smoky departure, passing 2,900. Climb and maintain 14,000, United 548. Heading 180, Delta 96 heavy. Left heading 180, KLM 51 heavy.
Delta 673. Left 340, descend to 5,000 feet, Delta 673.
Right heading 290, increasing 250, Volunteer 460. Descend to 3,000 feet, Delta 42. Left 110, cleared approach runway 8 left, Delta 96 heavy. Right heading 060, cleared approach 9 right, Southwest 4937. Hello, Delta 5312, passing 3,100, cutting departure. Climb and maintain 14,000 feet, Delta 5312. Heading 270, descend to 5,000 feet, United 4698. Speed 200, Delta 96 heavy. Left 100, cleared approach runway 8 left, KLM 51 heavy.
Delta 1417.
Good evening, Delta 430 heavy, passing 3,100, Nassau.
Descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Delta 1417.
Climb to 14,000, Delta 430 heavy.
Reduce 180 knots, Delta 33. Reduce 170 knots, Delta 96 heavy. Delta 9er 26, passing 26, bang departure. Reducing 200, KLM 51 heavy. Heading 070, southwest 4937. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 9er 26. Descend to 6,000, Delta 314. Left 250, United 9er 77. Right 320, Volunteer 460. Heading 240, United 9er 77. One 19er.1, Delta 33. 19er 1, Delta 96 heavy. Speed 190 knots, KLM 51 heavy. Heading 360, Volunteer 460. 119er 3, thanks, Delta 42. 19-3, thank you, Southwest 4937. 134-9er 5, so long, Delta 568. 134-9er 5, Delta 5312. Approach, Delta 4886. Delta 9190, pounce departure, passing 2,900 feet. Right heading 360, Delta 673. Heading 200, descend to altitude 6,000, Delta 4886. Right 070 to join the localizer, cleared ILS runway 9er right, Volunteer 460. Right 070 to join the localizer, descend to altitude 4,000, cleared approach 9er right, Delta 673.
Heading 290, Charlie Alfa Romeo Victor.
Maintain 8,000 feet, Delta 9190. Climb to 14,000, Delta 9190.
Left heading 270, descend to 4,000, increasing 250, Delta 1417.
Cargilix 759 heavy. Heading 360, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Cargilix 759 heavy. Left heading 250, speed 250, United 4698. 1349er 5, goodbye, Delta 430 heavy. Heading 270, descend to 5,000 feet, Delta 314. Descend and maintain altitude 6,000 feet, Delta 527 heavy. 119er 1, thank you, KLM 51 heavy. Left heading 090, cleared ILS, United 9er 77. Descend to 5,000, Delta 1841. Tower on 119er 3, Volunteer 460. Speed 240 till the localizer, United 9er 77. Delta 196, climbing 8,000 feet, halo departure.
Climb and maintain 14,000 feet, Delta 1890 heavy.
Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 196. 134.5, thanks, Delta 9er 26.
Right 010, Charlie Alfa Romeo Victor.
United 548, good night. Heading 260, Delta 314. Speed 220 till the localizer, United 9er 77. Heading 080, Delta 673. Delta 1467, with Foxtrot.
Heading 040, Charlie Alfa Romeo Victor.
Descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 1467. Delta 1443, out of 2,600 climbing 8,000 feet, smoky departure. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 1443. 1349er 50, bye-bye, Delta 9190. Descend to altitude 3,000 feet, Delta 673. Speed 230 till 6 miles, United 9er 77. Left heading 240, descend to 4,000 feet, United 4698.
Heading 070, cleared ILS runway 9er right, Charlie Alfa Romeo Victor.
Heading 180, Delta 4886. Maintain 8,000 feet, Delta 264 heavy. Approach good evening, Delta 2197. Climb to 14,000 feet,
Delta 264 heavy. Right heading 270, descend to altitude 5000 feet, speed 250, Delta 527 heavy. Climb to altitude 1000, and confirm heading 260, Delta 1443. Roger, maintain 1000 feet, Delta 1443. Heading 300, Delta 527 heavy. Expedite descend, Delta 527 heavy. Expedite climb, Delta 1443. Descend to altitude 6000 feet, Delta 2086 heavy. Left heading west, descend to 4000 feet, Delta 1841. Heading 270, descend to 4000, increasing 250, Delta 1841. Heading 090, stop climb at altitude 1000, Delta 264 heavy. Descend and maintain 5000, Delta 2197. Heading 100, cleared ILS 8 left, United 4698. Heading 090, cleared approach, Delta 4886. Right 070, cleared approach 9er right, Cargilux 759 heavy. Speed 230 till the localizer, Delta 4886. Heading 220, descend to altitude 6000, Delta 483 heavy. Left 250, increase 250 knots, Delta 314. Left heading 270, Delta 527 heavy. Heading 270, descend and maintain 5000 feet, Delta 1467. Direct to Smoky, climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 1443. Cleared to Varsity, climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 264 heavy. Heading 090, United 4698. Speed 200, Delta 4886.
193, number 4, Charlie Alfa Romeo Victor. Right heading 310, Delta 1417.
1193, Delta 673.
33.1, thanks a lot, Delta 1890 heavy.
133.1, thank you, Delta 1443. 1345, good night, Delta 264 heavy. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 2078. Left 350, descend to 5,000 feet, Delta 1710. Descend to 3,000, Cargilux 759 heavy. Descend and maintain 3,000, United 4698. Heading 095, descend and maintain altitude 5,000, Delta 4886.
Heading 360, Delta 1417.
Volunteer 754. Delta 196, good night. 119er1, thank you, United 9er 77.
Delta 237.
Heading 270, descend to 4,000 feet, speed 250 knots, Delta 2197. Descend to 5,000, Volunteer 754. Tower on 119er1, United 4698. 119er1, Delta 4886. 19.3, bye-bye, Cargilux 759 heavy. Heading 360, Delta 1710.
Heading 220, descend to 6,000, Delta 237. Delta 5237, passing 33 climbing 8,000, pencil. Climb and maintain altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 5237.
Heading 280, descend to 5,000 feet, increase 250 knots, Delta 2086 heavy. Speed 250, Delta 1467.
Right 080 to join the ILS, cleared approach 10, Delta 1417.
Heading 280, Delta 1841.
Southwest 731. Descend to 5,000, Southwest 731.
Left 240, Delta 527 heavy. Right 290, Delta 1841. Descend to 4,000, Delta 314. Descend to altitude 3000, Delta 1841. Southwest 1879, passing 2,600 on the Nassau departure. Left 110, cleared approach 9er right, Delta 483 heavy. Climb and maintain 14,000, Southwest 1879. Descend to 4,000 feet, Delta 483 heavy. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Delta 483 heavy. Heading 100, cleared ILS 8 left, Delta 314.
JetBlue 31.
Delta 246.
Climb to altitude 6,000 feet, Delta 483 heavy.
JetBlue 31.
Left heading 270, descend to 4,000 feet, increasing 230, Volunteer 754.
Descend to 6,000 feet, JetBlue 31.
Right 220, descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 246.
Right 070 to join the localizer, cleared approach runway 9er right, Delta 1710. Reducing 200, Delta 483 heavy. Right heading 090, cleared ILS 10, Delta 1841. Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 55 heavy. Heading 240, Delta 1467.
Heading 360, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Delta 1564.
Left 270, Delta 2086 heavy.
Left heading south, Delta 237.
Speed 240 till the localizer, Delta 1841. Heading 080, Delta 1710. Right 300, Delta 2197. Left heading 110, cleared approach 8 left, Delta 527 heavy. Climb to altitude 14,000, Air France 97 heavy.
Climb and maintain 14,000, Delta 820. Left heading 270, descend to 4,000 feet, increasing 250, Southwest 731. Descend to 5,000 feet, Southwest 731.
Speed 250 till 6 miles, Delta 1710.
Left 110, cleared ILS 9er right, Delta 237.
Delta 2078, bye.
Left 340, descend to altitude 4,000, Delta 1564. Delta 5237, switching to center.
Climb to altitude 14,000, Cargolux 8569 heavy.
Right heading 280, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, increase 250 knots, JetBlue 31.
Left heading 270, stop climb at altitude 1000 feet, Air France 97 heavy. Heading 270, stop climb at altitude 1000 feet, high speed approved, Air France 97 heavy. Left heading 200, Delta 246. Heading 360, Delta 2197.
Right heading north, Delta 1564.
Heading 180, Delta 1467. Heading 070, cleared approach 10, Delta 2197.
Heading 290, Volunteer 754.
Heading 160, Delta 246. Heading 220, Delta 2086 heavy.
10 degrees to the left, JetBlue 31.
Direct to Paget, and say again the altitude, Air France 97 heavy. Center on 1331, thank you, Delta 55 heavy. Climb to 14,000 feet, Air France 97 heavy. Descend to altitude 6,000 feet, Cargolux 836 heavy.
Descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Southwest 376.
Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 658 heavy.
1349 thanks, Delta 820. Right 080 to join the ILS, cleared approach 10, Delta 1564.
Heading 090, cleared ILS, Delta 1467. United 872 heavy. Left heading 110, cleared approach 9er right, Delta 246. Reduce 200 knots, Delta 1467. Southwest 1879, switching to center.
Delta 1417, good night. Climb to 14,000 feet, Korean Air 2091 heavy.
Left 330, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Korean Air 6 heavy. Heading 220, descend to altitude 6000, United 872 heavy. Heading 180, descend to 6000 feet, Dynasty 6060 heavy.
Left heading 260, JetBlue 31.
Right heading west, descend to altitude 5000 feet, Cargolix 836 heavy. Center on 133.1, thank you, Air France 97 heavy. 1345, thanks, Cargolix 8569 heavy.
Descend to 4000 feet, Southwest 731.
34.9 or 5, thanks, Delta 658 heavy.
1349 or 50, Korean Air 2091 heavy.
Heading 180, Delta 2086 heavy.
November 8 1806, passing 31 climbing 8000 feet, Kajin.
Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 9909er.
Copied, November 806.
Delta 760 heavy.
Right heading 120, November 806. Heading 270, descend to 4000 feet, Southwest 376. Expedite descend to 2700, Delta 1564.
Cleared approach runway 8 left, Delta 2086 heavy.
Left heading 250, JetBlue 31.
Right 080 to join the ILS, cleared approach 10, volunteer 754. Right 210, descend to 6000 feet, Turkish 957 heavy.
Heading 290, Southwest 731.
Delta 1841, good night. Left heading 105, cleared ILS 9er right, Dynasty 6060 heavy. Left 100, Dynasty 6060 heavy. Descend to 2700 feet, volunteer 754. Heading 360, descend to altitude 4000, speed 200 knots, Korean Air 6 heavy. Descend to 5000 feet, and confirm heading 200, Delta 760 heavy. Heading 270, Delta 760 heavy. 331, thanks, Delta 9909er. Left 260, speed 250, Cargolix 836 heavy. Descend to altitude 5000, Delta 1821 heavy.
Right 080 to join the ILS, cleared ILS approach 10, Southwest 731. Descend to 5000, and confirm heading 330, Delta 1352. Heading 330, descend and maintain 5000 feet, Delta 1352. Speed 250, Southwest 376.
Left heading 140, United 872 heavy. American 5366 heavy, passing 3300 on the cutting departure.
Heading 180, JetBlue 31. Delta 516, with you.
Delta 2266, passing 26 climbing to 8000 feet, Smoltz departure. Right heading east, cleared approach 10, Korean Air 6 heavy. Delta 314, switching to the tower.
Descend to altitude 6000, Delta 516.
Climb to altitude 14,000, Delta 1919. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 2266. Climb to 14,000 feet, American 5366 heavy. Delta 2197, good night. Delta 483 heavy, bye. Left 250, Cargolix 836 heavy. Delta 9078 heavy, with information golf.
Heading 280, Southwest 376. Heading 090, speed 220 till the localizer, cleared ILS, JetBlue 31.
Left 110, cleared ILS runway 8 left, United 872 heavy. Left heading south, Turkish 957 heavy. Right 220, descend to altitude 6000, Delta 9078 heavy.
Speed 240 till 6 miles, Southwest 731. Delta 034, passing 3100 on the Smoky departure.
Delta 1335, varsity departure, passing 2600.
Climb to 14,000, Delta 034.
Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 1335. Left heading west, descend to 4,000 feet, increase 250 knots, Delta 1821 heavy.
Delta 237, bye. Delta 1564, bye. November 806, request to continue on the SID. November 806. Heading 360, descend to 4,000 feet, Delta 1352.
Left 220, Cargilix 836 heavy. November 42244, at 9,000 feet.
Right heading 270, descend to 5,000 feet, increasing 250, Delta 516.
Maintain 8,000 feet, Delta 2782. Climb and maintain 14,000, Delta 2782. 134905, so long, American 5366 heavy. Descend to 6,000 feet, November 244. Change runway, heading 060, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, cleared approach 9 right, United 872 heavy. Climb to 6,000 feet, United 872 heavy. AC 827. Climb to 14,000, Delta 77 heavy.
Descend to 5,000 feet, Endeavour 1548. Heading 360, November 806. Right heading 090, cleared ILS 10, Delta 1352.
Heading 070, Turkish 957 heavy. Cleared approach 9 right, Turkish 957 heavy. Heading 200, Delta 9078 heavy. Right 235, descend to 6,000 feet, AC 827. Heading 180, Cargilix 836 heavy. Delta 2266, switching to center.
Right heading 095, Delta 1352.
One 345, thanks, Delta 1335. Heading 360, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Delta 1916 heavy. Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 7653. Descend to 6,000 feet, Speedbird 47 heavy. Left 090 to join the localizer, speed 210 till the localizer, cleared ILS, Cargilix 836 heavy. Left heading east, reduce 200 knots, cleared approach, Cargilix 836 heavy. Heading 270, descend to 5,000 feet, November 244. Volunteer 754, bye.
Frontier Flight 1841, passing 26, Kajin departure. Delta 034, bye. Left 270, November 806. Climb and maintain 14,000 feet, Frontier Flight 1841. Right 080 to join the ILS, cleared approach 10, Southwest 376.
Heading 150, Delta 9078 heavy. Heading 220, AC 827. 210 degrees, descend and maintain 6,000 feet, Delta 1547 heavy. Left heading 220, speed 250 knots, Delta 760 heavy. Descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 250. Descend to 5,000, UPS 5618 heavy. Left 110, cleared ILS 9 right, Delta 9078 heavy.
Right heading 085, Southwest 376.
Continue left turn heading 100, descend to 5,000 feet, Delta 9078 heavy. Left heading 180, AC 827. Change runway, cleared approach 8 left, Delta 9078 heavy. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 273 Sierra. Say again the altitude, Delta 7904 heavy. Maintain 8000 feet, Delta 7904 heavy.
Heading 290, November 806.
Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 7904 heavy. Heading 290, Delta 1916 heavy.
Heading 270, descend and maintain altitude 4,000 feet, and confirm speed 250, Endeavour 1548. Roger, Endeavour 1548.
Heading 270, descend and maintain altitude 5,000 feet, speed bird 47 heavy. Speed 250, November 244. Heading 200, Delta 1547 heavy. Heading 310, Delta 1916 heavy.
Approach, Delta 4008, Weather Hotel.
14,000, Delta 1775.
American 1765.
Heading 360, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Delta 1902.
Descend to 5,000, Delta 4008. Descend to altitude 6,000 feet, American 1765.
Right heading north, Delta 1916 heavy. Heading 010, descend to 4,000, Delta 1916 heavy. Left 180, Delta 760 heavy. Left 110, cleared ILS 9 or right, AC 827.
Southwest 731, bye.
Heading 270, descend and maintain altitude 4,000, speed 250, UPS 5618 heavy. Heading 270, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Delta 250. Speed 250, Speedbird 47 heavy.
Heading 200, Delta 516.
Left 110 to join the localizer, cleared ILS runway 8 left, Delta 760 heavy. Right heading 080, cleared ILS 10, Delta 1916 heavy. Right heading 360, Delta 1821 heavy. Heading 320, Delta 1902. Left 180, Delta 1547 heavy. Right heading 200, descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 1218. Heading 250, November 244.
Heading 270, descend to 5,000, American 1765.
Increase to 50 knots, Delta 250. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 1465 heavy. Climb to 14,000, Delta 7.
Cleared to Tracon, November 806.
Right heading 060, cleared approach 10, Delta 1821 heavy. Heading 100, cleared approach 9 or right, Delta 1547 heavy. JetBlue 1850, out of 3,100 climbing 8,000 feet, bang departure.
Left heading 180, Delta 516.
Descent to altitude 4,000 feet, Delta 1902. Climb and maintain 14,000, JetBlue 1850. Climb to 14,000 feet, Brickyard 817. American 485. Heading 065, Delta 1821 heavy. Descent to 6,000 feet, United 1617. Heading 330, descend to 5,000 feet, American 485.
Left heading 110, cleared ILS 8 left, Delta 516.
Right heading north, Delta 1902. Right 285, stop climb at altitude 1,000 feet, JetBlue 1850.
Heading 180, Delta 4008. Heading 180, expedite descend to 4,000, Delta 4008.
Expedite climb, JetBlue 1850.
Heading 260, increase 250 knots, Delta 4008.
Cleared to bang, normal rate, and climb to altitude 14,000 feet, JetBlue 1850. Heading 080, cleared approach runway 10, Delta 1902. United 1801, at 9,000 feet. Left heading south, November 244. Heading 180, Delta 1218. Heading 210, descend and maintain altitude 6,000, United 1801.
Heading 280, Endeavour 1548.
Right heading 280, UPS 5618 heavy. Left heading 330, descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 238. Left heading 230, Speedbird 47 heavy. Left heading 260, Delta 250.
Increasing 250, American 1765.
Heading 270, descend to 5,000, United 1617. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 8377. Descend to altitude 6,000 feet, Delta 1153. Descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Southwest 81. .360 override, American 485.
Heading 360, Endeavour 1548.
Heading 110, cleared approach 8 left, November 244. Heading 110, cleared ILS 9 right, Delta 1218. 360 override, Delta 238.
Right heading west, Delta 4008.
Heading 240, Delta 250. Climb to 14,000 feet, United 1535.
Climb and maintain 14,000 feet, Southwest 584. Left heading 260, American 1765.
Heading 290, UPS 5618 heavy.
Heading 090, cleared approach runway 10, Endeavour 1548.
Approach, United 1170. Descend to altitude 6,000, United 1170. United 403, out of 3,200 climbing 8,000 feet, varsity departure. Heading 110, cleared approach runway 8 left, Speedbird 47 heavy. Left heading 180, United 1801. Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, United 403. Descend to altitude 7,000 feet, American 1267. Left heading west, descend to 4,000 feet, Southwest 81. Heading 270, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Delta 1153. Speed 250 knots, United 1617. Heading 080, cleared approach 10, UPS 5618 heavy. Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 1525 heavy.
Right heading 280, Delta 4008.
Heading 270, American 1267. Left heading 180, Delta 250.
Left 230, American 1765.
Left heading 260, United 1617. Speed 250, Delta 1153. Descend to altitude 6,000 feet, Southwest 4692. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 1069. Heading 270, descend and maintain 5,000, United 1170. Right heading 085, UPS 5618 heavy. Heading 090, cleared ILS, United 1801. Reduce to 20 knots, Delta 250. Change runway, cleared approach, United 1801. Change runway, cleared approach 8 left, United 1801. United 1801. Change runway, cleared approach 8 left, United 1801. Roger, United 1801. Change runway, cleared approach 8 left, United 1801. Change runway, cleared ILS approach 8 left, United 1801. Roger, United 1801. Change runway, cleared approach 8 left, United 1801. Change runway, cleared approach 8 left, United 1801. Right 085 to join the localizer, descend to altitude 4000, cleared ILS 10, American 485. Heading 070, cleared ILS, Delta 250. Change runway, cleared approach 9 right, United 1801. Heading 095, United 1801. Heading 090, American 485.
Heading 270, Delta 4008.
360 over right, Delta 238. Left heading 320, descend to altitude 7000 feet, Delta 2017. Right heading 350, American 1267. Delta 238. United 1831, at 9000 feet. Descend to 6000 feet, 1267. Heading 360, American 1267. Right heading 070, descend to altitude 5000, Delta 238.
Left heading south, American 1765.
Heading 230, descend and maintain 6000 feet, United 1831. Climb and maintain 14,000 feet, JetBlue 1131. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 15.
Descend and maintain altitude 5000 feet, Virgin 155 Lima Heavy. Right 040, Delta 4008. Left 110 to join the ILS, cleared ILS 8 left, American 1765.
Descend to 4,000 feet, Delta 250. Heading 085, American 485.
Heading 095, cleared approach, Delta 4008.
Heading 180, Delta 238. Over right heading 330, 238. Descend to altitude 6000 feet, Delta 2017. Left heading 210, United 1617.
Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 620.
Climb to altitude 14,000 feet, Emirates 268 Heavy. Over left heading 270, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, speed 250 knots, southwest 4692.
Descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 1635.
Delta 1723, passing 26 climbing to 8,000 feet, Nassau. Heading 040, American 1267. Climb and maintain altitude 14,000 feet, Delta 1723. Continue right turn heading 360, descend to 4000, Delta 238.
Left heading 260, descend to 4,000 feet, and confirm speed 250, Virgin 155 Lima Heavy.
Right 060 to join the ILS, cleared approach runway 9 right, American 1267.
Roger, Virgin 155 Lima Heavy.
Heading 360, Delta 2017. Heading 180, United 1617. 180 degrees, United 1831. 030 degrees, Delta 238. Heading 320, descend to 5,000 feet, Abex 87 Heavy.
Right heading west, Delta 1635.
Descend to altitude 6,000 feet, Delta 1604. Left 100, cleared approach runway 8 left, United 1617. Descend and maintain altitude 5,000 feet, speed 200, Delta 2017. Heading 280, increasing 250, southwest 81. Delta 9680.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Delta 9680. Heading 180, Delta 1153.
Heading 260, speed 250, United 1170.
Right heading 080, cleared ILS runway 10 approach, Delta 238.
Heading 090, cleared approach 10, Delta 2017. Left 110 to join the ILS, cleared approach 9 right, United 1831. Right heading 300, Southwest 81. Heading 360, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Delta 64. Roger, November 4 Echo Whiskey.
Heading 220, descend to 6,000 feet, Frontier Flight 5148.
Air Canada 416.
Heading 170, Delta 1153.
Left heading 240, United 1170. Descend to 6,000 feet, Air Canada 416. Right heading 340, descend to 6,000 feet, November 4 Echo Whiskey. Descend to 5,000, United 959. Heading 330, Delta 64. Descend to 4,000, Delta 2017. Heading 095, Delta 2017.
Speed 240 till 6 miles, Delta 238.
Right heading 360, Southwest 81. Left heading 220, United 1170.
Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 413. Climb to 14,000 feet, Delta 970.
Left heading 200, United 1170. Heading 080, cleared ILS 10, Southwest 81.
Heading 360, climb and maintain 6,000 feet, ABEX 87 heavy. Heading 060, cleared approach 9 right, ABEX 87 heavy. Heading 090, speed 220 till the localizer, cleared ILS, Delta 1153. Reducing 190, Delta 238. American 4021 heavy.
Right heading west, Virgin 155 Lima Heavy.
Left heading 270, descend to 4,000 feet, increase 250 knots, Delta 9680.
Descend and maintain altitude 6,000 feet, American 4021 heavy. Left heading 270, stop climb at altitude 1,000 feet, Delta 970. Left heading 060, Delta 1604. Expedite climb to 7,000 feet, Delta 1604. Climb to 6,000 feet, Delta 970.
Departure, United 42, out of 3,000 climbing 8,000, bang departure. Descend to 5,000, Delta 970. Expedite descend to 5,000, Delta 970. Climb to 14,000 feet, United 42. Direct to Smoky, and confirm clear to 14,000 feet, Delta 970.
Left 010, Delta 1604.
133.1, Delta 970.
Heading 090, cleared approach, United 1170.
Heading 180, Frontier Flight 5148.
Heading 040, descend to 4,000 feet, Delta 64. Heading 270, descend to 4,000 feet, increase 250 knots, United 959.
Descend to altitude 5,000 feet, American 4141.
Speed 230 till the localizer, United 1170.
Heading 240, Delta 1635. Left heading 240, increasing 250, Delta 1635.
Heading 240, Southwest 4692.
Heading 290, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, speed 250, Air Canada 416. Climb to 14,000 feet, JetBlue 1043. AC 662. Heading 270, American 4021 Heavy. Heading 030, November 4 Echo Whiskey. Heading 200, descend to 6,000 feet, Delta 93. Left heading 340, descend to 5,000 feet, AC 662.
Heading 350, Virgin 155 Lima Heavy. Heading 100, cleared ILS runway 9er right, Frontier Flight 5148.
Right heading 080, cleared approach 10, Delta 64.
Heading 360, Virgin 155 Lima Heavy.
Expedite descent to 6,000 feet, Delta 1604. American 4021 Heavy.
Air Canada 2176, inbound Atlanta. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet, Air Canada 2176.
Delta 413, good night.
Delta 40.